Welcome back.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. And today we're chatting about chapter 10. Exciting.
See your true colors. We're spelt with a U, because we're not illiterate.
I should have put that in the title too. With like a
apologies to anyone who's American. Don't mean to people. But, come on. What is it with, okay, since we're just on the topic, what is it with America that have to always be different? Like, they don't do the, like, you know, they have their own, is it the imperial system, but everyone else uses the metric system?
Yeah.
Or other way around, I don't remember. You know, it's just like, why? Why? Because
they want to be different.
Well, elected Trump, so I guess so.
Let's not get into politics.
Let's not get political, especially unless someone gets started on Australian politics.
Oh god, no.
Aussie!
Aye!
Yes, and this is actually something I thought of the other day as I was coming home from work. Even in Australia, Christmas is still a wintry thing. Like, it's very summer here, obviously. But you see all the decorations and it's all still snow-themed.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, why is that? Why don't we have a lot of more summer-themed stuff? And it isn't a case, but... And then I realised, we're probably the only Southern Hemisphere country that actually celebrates Christmas to that level. Like, I don't know how big Christmas is in Africa. I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're the only country that actually has Christmas, I guess, in an English sense, in an English country.
Yes.
That is in the Southern Hemisphere. And New Zealand is Australia. Don't bring that up. Australia is New Zealand. If Tasmania is Australia, then New Zealand is Australia. So yeah, I was like, I guess that's why, because we're really the only summery Christmas country. And I could be being insensitive there. Africa and other Southern Hemisphere countries could be very much into Christmas. I'm just thinking more of a native English side from aspect.
Yeah.
So that's why it's still even winter themed here. Like, we have our Aussie Australia with thongs and coolers and lawnmowers and cricket in the backyard. Like, we have a very weird summery, or at least I do. Maybe that's even just me. I don't know.
I guess because it was we're populated by a lot of English settlers, and that's just where it all sort of came to be. So even though we do celebrate it in summer, as you said, but like most of the Christmas lunch is
wintry things to it.
Yeah, like Christmas lunch is a sit-down cooked meal most of the time, and it's like extremely
I mean, that's still true.
hot.
We still have these big ham, like, roast lunches. Even in the middle of summer, when, like, why would you eat hot food in summer?
Yeah.
We still do it.
Yeah, we still do.
Yes. So, again, we're just weird. Like, as much as we say, like, oh, America, Australia is pretty weird, too, in our own ways.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a parody song that's like, Santa in, like, a Ford Ute, or a Holden Ute. With thongs and a cooler, and I think he still has reindeers, or he's just in a ute instead of a sled. We're weird, but we love it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's the Jingle Bell song with the Holden Ute, yeah.
Yeah, there's a Jingle Bells parody song. I should look it up on YouTube, which hopefully someone has uploaded it, and it's just, yeah, it's a Jingle Bell song, but instead of like a sleigh, it's like a Holden Ute, and it's
I shared it on my Facebook page. I'll share it on my Twitter later, because I know most people follow me on Twitter. But I did put it on my Facebook page, because it popped up on my newsfeed, like, I love this song.
Speaking of the hot summer, house fire.
House fire? Oh yeah, house fire.
Fire.
I was like, wait,
yes,
what?
We are trying to talk about RWBY here, of course. Oh, excuse me. Oh.
You good?
I'm good. Just yes, so episode 10, True Colors.
Where to start? I guess we should get the boring stuff out of the way first before we get into the drama.
I wouldn't say boring. I was
boring, but
no, I think the actual. I thought if you're talking about the Crosspin scene,
it was really good actually. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought the only thing that was weird about this episode was the Carly scene.
Yeah.
Just because, like, you know, she was standing out in the open, her guards were injured fairly, but they were hiding behind, and she's just standing there, open and exposed. I don't mind the fact that she beat up Yuma. That's fine. But just the fact that she was just standing there, no cover, in a gunfight, and just picked up a tray and was like casual while all her guards were hiding. It's just like, okay.
It looked like the guard was scared. Like she was scared.
The guard. I think in the next scene you don't see it, but she's hurt, like she's injured.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
But yeah, it didn't translate very well.
Mm.
But still, just the fact that Carly was just
Carly's just a badass.
on cover. She was just sitting there. And again, like, yeah, they're trying to like bloody they're trying to just show off just how badass Carly's meant to be. And I think at this point it was just one of those things where Miles and Kerry knew they couldn't do anything, so they just like, fuck it, let's just make Carly a badass then, because why not?
Everyone loves Carly, and they didn't want her to die.
More or less. And I don't know if I pointed out last stream, but it's like, from a story perspective, it makes sense for them to want to kill Gira, like the Albanians to kill Gira.
Yep.
But from like a story, like a writing sense from Miles and Kerry, it made more sense to kill Carly. So it's kind of like there were negatives to both killing either of them.
Yeah, and I'm sure they considered
whether
both
writing
avenues.
or story.
Yeah.
So, but I was very, very surprised that no one really got hurt apart from rest in peace. Fennec. I guess we're jumping around at this point too.
We are. Let's backtrack back to Crow and Osborn, I think, and then we'll go and discuss the Belladonnas, if you're cool with that.
I blanked out. A notification popped up. What'd you say? I saw a notification pop up, and I'm just like,
distracted.
Yeah, more or less.
Crow and Osborn.
Yeah, no, I thought that scene was really cool. It did kind of somewhat pay off the annoying scene that was in episode 9. At least led into it. At least they didn't like skip an episode before they showed more of Crow and Osborn.
I sort of feel like they didn't really need to show that scene. Like, if they just started with Crow talking to Osborn, I would have been pretty happy.
But okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
RWBY has this problem. Or the community has some problems with RWBY, where it's like they leave too much to the imagination in a sense, rather than showing us. So I imagine if they didn't have that scene, yes, the Crow Ozpin interaction wasn't necessary, but I think Raven appearing near Crow was, to explain how Raven was with Lionheart.
That's a good point.
In terms of like traveling time wise.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that scene, it's like you would think, how the hell did Raven get to Mistral?
That's true. Yeah.
That same Crow realizing. So they show, but yeah, they could have just had Raven appear and Crow look out the window. That's it. They didn't need Ozpin to come in, or Oscar to come in and say, Crow, we need to talk.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do think Raven appearing near Crow and Crow realizing, in hindsight, makes more sense now, the fact that Raven was in...
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it doesn't help the... But the Crow Ozpin didn't help the Crow Ozpin part of episode 9.
Yeah, yeah.
It just helped rationalize the Raven appearing.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fact.
Yeah. But the Crow and Ozpin scene, I think, was really... It really... Again, they're really trying to paint Ozpin like a good person here. Yeah. This scene really was the first time I've, like... He actually came off like actually a good guy for once. Almost in every other occasion, it was kind of like... just trying to do a good thing in his own way. Yeah. This is the first time him kind of rationalizing his own actions, as in, I believe there is still good in this world. Yeah. So it's like... So it intrigued me enough to now even finally actually question, is Ozpin as bad as I think he is? What was your thoughts on at least that like line of how, or at least that interaction of how Ozpin being really positive and Crow being the pessimist in this scene?
Ever the optimist, as Ozpin said. It was... I'm not really sure. Like, I'm still in two minds about how Ozpin being like the bad guy, not the bad guy. He just, as I've mentioned before, reminds me so much of Dumbledore in many ways. Like, he's trying to do things to be good and to help the greater good with humanity. But some of his actions can be seen as... Well,
I mean, you also look into the two characters people relate him to most, Dumbledore and the Wizard of Oz. Neither of them, at least in the story versions and the written versions, weren't as good as maybe you think they are. Like I've always heard that Dumbledore does a lot badder things in the books or something than he does in the films. Like, but then, even then in the films, he is a questionable. Like, his actions are questionable. Well, I don't know. Well, like, again, the whole thing about Harry being led to the slaughter, kind of.
Well,
thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing. It's like, wow. But that doesn't make him a bad guy. It's like, wow, I can't believe that. But that's the same thing of Ozpin, and that's also another thing too, of Ozpin being about sacrifice, or at least the fan theory is that he has a lot of connection to sacrifice. Yeah. And even then, like the Wizard of Oz, I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but like he wasn't a good guy in that film. He was just this. Everyone thought he was. Yeah. But he was really just nothing more but smoke and mirrors. So it is questionable again, you know, what Ozpin's intentions really are. Is he just trying to sound good for the sake of getting what he wants? Or does he indeed have some motive we're not yet aware of?
Yeah.
But Crow again, and I'm glad they're still bringing in the whole Huntsman disappearing. I am still very intrigued about where that's leading.
Yeah.
I hope it leads to somewhere. I'd like maybe even if we get Crow like splitting off, and maybe like once Team RWBY's united, Crow goes off to do this thing. Maybe they're setting up because it was the same. Like the reason why, in theory, Crow got hurt in Volume 4 was to make the Knuckly V fight feel more dangerous.
Yeah.
Because if Crow was 100% capable, that fight wouldn't be as scary as it was.
That's very true.
So they have Crow get poisoned so that he's incapable of fighting, so that scene becomes more significant. They did the exact same thing in Red vs. Blue the past season with one of the main characters. She got hurt just so that the other guys wouldn't win so easily.
Yes, yeah.
Kind of thing.
Even things out.
Which is a trope I know not everyone likes, but I'm glad I haven't heard many people complain about that when it comes to RWBY. From what I've heard, at least. I'm sure people out there. So it's curious again if they're maybe going to again want to get Crow away from Team RWBY Ranger and maybe have him go off and do this other thing, maybe capture him with Winter or Team Sun or whatever. Still all just hopeful about this shit.
Still hopeful about Team Sun. Hey, they might throw one at the end of the Battle of Haven.
I know, at this point I feel like at this point I'm really curious because I feel like they should have been hit back by now, and I'm curious if one day it's not going to address it at all. But again, like RWBY does have this thing of like you think like just the way that they have this weird way of writing. Again, what I've said, they never do what you expect.
Yeah.
Then also they don't just throw away stuff. If they're building something, you do get payoff eventually.
Yeah. Some
people can't handle the eventual wait, but it does pay off eventually.
Yeah.
You know, like again, I don't think I still have so much faith that we are going to see so many characters that we don't see. It's just because of it wouldn't make sense to see them yet, kind of thing.
Exactly. And I just want to mention too about the cane, and how no, my cane is not a relic. I thought that was like
that was
to the
I really like that.
Too.
Sorry, just quickly, I want to get this out of the way. Yes, anime. Merry Rusev Day. Don't expect anyone else to get that reference, but I'm glad he gets it. I get it too. Moving on. Anyway, the whole relic thing. That was great. I love that a lot, and that's what I mean. And that's what proves to me that they know what they're talking about. The writers, at least in terms of like, they know what characters we want to see again. Yep. They know that they're not gonna have something like hear or think of something and not address it. They do in their own way, even if it takes too long for them to address it at times, which I don't think is such a thing. But yeah, I'm basically I'm glad that they addressed that.
Yes.
Because again, like, that was the big thing. Like, is his cane the relic? And it's simply no. Okay, we do get a few more Rusev Day people in there. Good. Yeah. So again, I'm rambling now. So stop me whenever you wish.
Well,
go ahead. Yes.
The other thing I thought RWBY was going to ask was about Silver Eyes.
Yeah,
so
I know.
That would have been a very good point then, but
yeah, but at this point again, I'm not bothered by it because again, I still think it's just one of those things where it's like, it's serving it. Let's just hold some stuff back so that the story doesn't feel rushed towards the end. You got to hold some stuff back.
Like, I just feel like personally, if I was told I had this special power, I want to know more about it. But
yeah, and I agree with you. And I did see someone point out. Oh, excuse me for a second.
Bless you.
Why do I always bluff?
I always yawn after I sneeze. Bless you and this kiss you.
Apologies about that, everyone. That someone mentioned the fact that the silver-eyed powers might be something that was given from the gods. And the maiden's power was something given by Ozpin.
Yeah.
So maybe the silver eyes is even something that Ozpin can't comprehend. Because it's not even like, yes, he can give these magical, amazing powers to maidens that it's like, because magic in this world is limitless. Like, that's the thing. There isn't like, oh, magic can make me do this, magic can make me do this. Magic in this world is limitless because magical limitations is dust and semblances.
Yeah.
So the silver eyes could be something from the gods that even is beyond Ozpin's comprehension.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
possible.
it's something he's aware of exists, but maybe even he doesn't know how to. And maybe the Silver Eyes is something that you can't harness. Maybe it is something that can only be brought on in certain situations. Maybe Ozpin led someone to her death just trying to trigger the Silver Eyes power.
Well, Sailor did say something about if Ruby learns how to harness her gift. Was that her word? Something like that.
No, that's a good point as well.
I'm just curious. I was hoping she would ask about it, even if we didn't get an answer.
And I know people are not really going to be happy about that they keep, I guess, avoiding it. But I don't know. Again, it doesn't bother me. I'd much rather them save their cards and play them later.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at this point, it's still impossible to see what the hell the end game for this show actually is. Is it going to be just everyone raids Salem's castle? I don't think that's where they're going to go.
Yeah.
So they still need more stuff to, you know, again, that's my whole point about Neo and Penny, you know, and even Team Sun. I don't mind if they don't bring them back because, again, I'm happy to wait because I'd much rather the end game be filled with all these satisfying moments than just, let's just chuck everything now because people are asking for it and then we have nothing built up for the end game. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
The best thing about stories is when you have stuff, okay, we're going to plant seed here and hint here.
Yeah.
And we're going to have it so that throughout points in the series, we're going to have, okay, this is going to be brought up again, this is going to be brought up again, this is going to be brought up again. So it's always kind of like constant foreshadowing for the entire series. If people got their way, then every foreshadow would already be explained by now, and they would have nothing going forward. And, you know, foreshadowing is one of the most satisfying things of storytelling. You know, that's why, like, there are some shows out there that, you know, write week by week, and it's just so unsatisfying because they're not doing anything long-term. Long-term writing, to me, is so essential to a good story.
Yeah.
So, we'll have to see where we go there. But, yes, like you said, the relic question, that was amazing. Yeah, Silver Eyes could have been mentioned, but I, for one, personally don't mind it. But I understand, like, this has been the first point where I can understand it being questioned why it wasn't brought up.
Yeah.
Until now, I'm okay with it not being brought up. This was the first moment where it was like, okay, you could have said something here.
They could have put it in there then. They had an opportunity, but they're obviously saving it for something else, so... Or some other time.
Yeah. So before we move on, because I mentioned it too, do you think going forward it's going to be Team RWBY, the remnants of Juniper, Crow, Ozpin, you know, are they all going to stay together for the remainder of going forward for the foreseeable future of the series? Crow, Ozpin, Ranger, Juniper, and Oscar.
I guess it depends what happens with Haven. And it's a bit hard to tell. I could see them staying together, but I could also see them separating as well. So
I did have the idea that because, you know, and story wise, it makes most sense. Like, I guess, like, you know, it does feel, in a sense, awkward, the fact that, you know, Blake still isn't back with Team RWBY, but I think as a character, it makes sense for her to have such a... Just with the build-up and, like, her leaving, that makes most sense for her why she hasn't come back yet.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if they're going to do this with the other characters. Like, are we going to have... You know, because Volume 4, I can almost think was kind of like the exception to the everyone split up kind of thing. Are we going to get a point in the series where Weiss goes off back to Atlas, these three stay together... We're going to get an actual Weiss arc just to herself, where it ends up with her taking over the Sheen Dust Company or
maybe
that kind
later
of thing.
on. Yeah.
Are we then going to get a Yang arc where she does split off from Team RWBY and go with Raven and do something? Because, again, this was the end of Blake's arc. After this, I feel like Blake will be with Team RWBY for the rest of the series, and that's kind of it.
Well, she's still got her story arc with Adam. Adam. Where'd that come from? With Adam.
That's very true.
Thing. So she does have that motive still too, which yeah.
But that's also something that she can do with Yang. That's something she can do with Team RWBY and Ilya.
Cool.
Are we going to get Weiss going off on her own lonesome for a volume? Are we going to get Yang do that again for a volume and have their arc? Like, again, like, there's so far it's been RWBY arc, Volume 4 arc, which in itself is different, and then we've had this volume, which was main arc and Blake arc.
Yep.
Are we going to have, like, next volume, main arc, but Weiss goes back to Alice to do something?
I don't
then
know.
Next volume, we, like, you know, like the whole thing of Crow, like, is Crow going to go out and investigate all these huntsmen killing, or is this just a little side plot that won't mean anything? Yeah. Again, that's something I'm curious to see what you think about that, possibly.
I don't know. I think at this stage, I think they'll stick together for now. At least for this end of this volume and next volume, I think they probably will stick together, but I guess it all depends what happens at Haven.
And
I do like the idea of Weiss going off back to Atlas, but I don't see it happening yet. Cause she only just escaped from there.
I, for one, don't think we're going to get, everyone going to Atlas, then everyone going to everyone going to Atlas, then everyone going to Vacuo, then everyone going to Salem. I just don't feel like we're going to jump from kingdom to kingdom until we get to Salem at the end of the show. Like, I feel like we're not going to get all Team RWBY in Atlas. We're not going to get all Team RWBY in Vacuo. We're not going to get Vale Assault, Haven Assault, Atlas Assault, Vacuo. I feel like we have to do something different after Haven.
Yeah.
It's like
that makes sense.
Vale was attacked, Haven is defended. What are we going to do for Atlas and Vacuo? I don't think we can just have 2 more invasions, personally.
No, it had to be something different.
So your question is, what are they going to do with that, Weiss has to return to Atlas at some point, you have to think.
Yeah, well, they'll have to go to Atlas at some point if Salem does target him.
Again, Vacuo is the only one that we might never see in the show.
Yeah, well, I hope we do.
We might never go to Vacuo, and even then, I'm not going to be necessarily, heartbroken if we don't. But
I hope
again, it's one of those things where are we going to, and that's just the big question.
Yeah.
But just before we move on to Raven Lionheart, and because this is relevant too, like I said, with everyone moving forward, is Crow going to make it through this volume? Is Raven actually want Crow dead?
I don't want Crow to die. I don't think he will. I think he's still too important.
Okay, well, the question is, do you think Raven does, in a sense, want Crow dead? Because as I guess quick as that reasoning was, if Raven does end up messing with her own plan and not getting the relic, and the bad guys do, Crow will never let that go, the fact that Raven let them, and that's why I feel like her wanting Crow dead made a lot of sense. I know some people kind of question that, like, that's out of the blue, but it's like, she made a good point. If Raven did end up helping, I know she won't because she has her own plan, but if she would have ended up helping Cinder, Crow would know 100% who's, the fault for that.
Absolutely.
So
I understand. I think she's sort of in 2 minds whether he does get killed or not. If he does get killed, it probably will make things easier for her than if he didn't, because he'll find out.
Yeah. But of course we did have Raven appearing with Lionheart. We got Lionheart again, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm not like that annoyed that we didn't see him much, because again, what more would he really be doing? So I'm not miffed that we didn't see him more. But yeah, so I think that was fine. Again, like Raven, like she's standing up for Lionheart. She agrees with his ideas, and I really enjoyed that, because I don't know, I guess I was expecting, I wouldn't expect to see interaction between those two, but it's cool to see actually how kind of similar the characters are.
Yeah.
Like Lionheart did what he did, or is doing what he is doing because he feels he has no choice. Yes, he has to survive for the sake of everything, not just because of what Ozpin wants, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he does feel guilty and does regret it.
He does.
Whereas Raven is like, everyone's throwing shade back at Raven's face. Cinder is like, you aren't the only one to leave Oz, Raven. And then like Lionheart's again, like, who are you trying to convince?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting, and also I don't know why I always kind of every time I watch this episode, it's like, why did Raven walk out the door? Why didn't she use a portal? I know, I was like, I mean, I guess that's more dramatic, but I don't know. I feel like going through a portal is more dramatic than shutting a door, but I don't know.
True, I would have,
yeah. I always thought, like, I have no problem with that. I just was like, oh, interesting choice, but fair enough. So yeah, we had Crow Oscar. We talked about Raven Yuma a little bit, and we talked Raven Lionheart. Now we get to hopefully the part that everyone was happy with. I don't think I've seen anyone complain about this yet, and I really don't want to ever see anyone complain about this.
No, it was amazing, and having on the edge of the seat the whole time.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, sure, could have the hand-to-hand Blake Ilya gone on for a bit longer? I would have liked that to see go on a bit longer, but still, I love this was everything. Like, I loved it. I really did.
Yeah, I think the Blake and Ilya fight was really done well with the discussion as well as the actual fight. It balanced really well and flowed really well. I really liked it.
Yeah, I know some people have been like, Forrest can see in the dark. How did she not see Ilya? Because Ilya was
see well in the dark, but...
And also, it's not the point, like, yes, it was dark, she could see, but Blake was... There's a difference between seeing in the dark and being camouflaged.
Yeah, Ilya was completely blackened, and yeah, you wouldn't have been able to see her.
Yeah, there's a difference, that's all. Um, you won't, what do you mean complain Gira didn't die? Gira's awesome. Don't
I
complain
didn't
that
like
Gira
no one
didn't
died.
die. I'll admit it was surprising that they didn't take that opportunity to gut punch us.
Yeah.
But they have kept saying that the rest of the volume is worse than this, like in terms of like the intensity. So apparently it's getting more intense.
Oh, no.
Especially episode 11 apparently is meant to be very crazy.
Oh really?
According to RWBY Rewind,
Oh.
episode 11 apparently. Not that they didn't have a preview.
I didn't think they did. I was going to ask you.
But they did. But Chad was saying like they were told to tell us that episode 11 is apparently off the hinges, insane.
Oh no. And I'm not going to be here when it drops either. I'm going to be at the family shack, so I'm going to be watching it late.
Ah, no.
Oh no, I'll have to stay off social media.
That's a good point too. Like even if you have night vision, I imagine just like humans, so your eyes have to adjust a little bit to the dark.
Exactly.
Like go from light. Like that's a fair point.
I don't think you'll be able to see as well as you can in the light. They'll just. I always gather that they can see better in the dark than humans can. Not, I didn't see.
Well, and again, but the point of the matter is she was camouflaged.
Yeah.
You can't. It's good if you can see in the dark, sure. But if you still look like the background, that's not really going to help if you look in the dark, because. Yeah. Which you could say then, in theory, then why couldn't she just? No, because the suit can't camouflage. That's why it needed to be dark, because the suit can't camouflage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I thought so. It started off with the attack. Again, I love the cloning in this episode. That's something I was really satisfied with, was the cloning.
Yes.
It's cool because basically, I don't know, it's really hard to catch, but basically the clones are basically whenever Blake doesn't have the outlines of a character model,
Okay.
if it's just the colors, there's no accurate outlines. She's in a clone form, and it's cool that we do have kind of the most visual confirmation that when she's in a clone form, she temporarily is invisible.
Yeah.
She kind of creates a clone of herself, and then her physical form is invisible while her clone exists.
Yeah.
Or at least that's a choice she can make.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or again, she kind of can just teleport from the she can like dash from her clone self. One of the two. Doesn't really matter either way. Whether you're invisible or you can teleport from your clone, the result would still be the exact same. So yeah, she gets attacked by Ilya. Then we just get this really cool like fight. Again, like the choreography was really well done. I really liked it. Bless you. And I think most importantly, because again, this has been my thing. The choreography has always been fine. It's the cinematography that I always had issue with. This one was fine. The camera shots, especially with the gunshots, especially because it was just one panning shot. But even like during the hand-to-hand combat things, it was just zoomed out. It was just following them. You could see everything. It worked good. It was a little fast.
Yeah.
Because they could have slowed down it a tiny bit. Also, Blake using her weapon with two hands was a bit weird seeing. I don't know why. Just whenever she had her sword in her two hands, it was like interesting. I know because it's a short sword. Like it's a shorter than average sword. Like Jean's sword is significantly larger than Blake's. Like so's Adam's. But it was just like interesting choice to have her use of two hands. But I guess when she did, it was like for blocking purposes, which that makes more sense.
Yeah, I guess it has more power behind it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that when she lost her sword, she went to grab her sheath. That was really cool. I don't know why. I found that really satisfying because, like, cool. Because again, there's like her second sword. She didn't use either of them at once. She didn't go dual swording.
No.
In this fight, but again, we showed that she actually tried. Ilya's whip is awesome.
I like how it got frozen. That was really good. A nice touch.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like again, we saw more dust use, which is awesome. Yeah. I like the fact that they tried like to just enforce that's a thing every now and then, because it's not used that often, but I'm always happy when it does. I'm curious because I know some people have been like when at the end there where Blake was like humans didn't do this, we did this, the faunus, and people were like, no, you did it. But it's like, I wonder if a little part of her was just trying to use like those kind of tactics. It's like, they set a house on fire, so sympathize with me. But it's like, but you did it, shut up.
Well,
like I wonder if she was kind of, I know she did it to light up the fight. I get that, but I wonder if a part of her in that moment was like, yeah, I shot my house on fire, but I could just say they did it and use that as.
Well, she didn't say they did it. They said we did this. Faunus did, and she's Faunus, so she wasn't lying.
Sure, but I wonder if that was like a sly villain tactic she kind of used there, because again, that's the same thing Ilya was saying during her speech in episode 3. She was doing that same kind of stuff, where she was saying, "Oh, this happened," where it's like, "Well, you actually did that." But if you just say it happened, then people can sympathize with you. So it's like, I set my own house afire, but if I say they did it, then that's more sympathy towards me. I'm just saying, there's a little bit of slyness. Yeah. I like to think that was a bit of slyness by Blake there.
I think she also, like, when she was talking in that speech as well, was more like the whole fight in general and the attack, not necessarily the house on fire.
No, I'm just saying. To me personally, I'd like to throw the hint of slyness to her saying that.
Yeah.
Blake is evil. Yeah, more or less is the one I'm going for here.
No.
Again, like, Ilya always taking her mask off, but this time it made sense because she was trying to camouflage.
Yes.
Fine. By the way, guys, I'm going through this fight because I want to address everything. Cause that's so much I love this fight. I love the little to no soundtrack when it was just darkness and her whip, and all you could hear was just her whip flashing, and she was just kind of like, Blake was just hiding. I really like that. I love the flashes of the gun muzzle when she was shooting, and it kind of lit up the room while it was black. That was awesome. Again, I love just when the whip hits her and, like, Blake's clones disappears. Like, I love that. Just whenever, because again, that was something that was really satisfying that I don't think we'd seen since the Roman fight, where her clone just acts as like a hit shield, and she gets fighting, but her clone just flies back. That happened a lot in this fight, where she got hit with the whip, and you saw Blake just run away after getting hit because it was the clone that took the impact. Whereas in most other fight scenes, she used the clones to jump or deliberately make a human shield. And it's, so she did it in the fight of Roman in Volume 2 as well.
Yeah. On
the train, she did that same thing, that one hit where she used, like, the more gravity dust.
Yes.
But it was the same kind of thing, but she used the gravity dust in that case. Yeah, but I love that. Again, the clones look a lot better than they did in Volume 4. The clones look shit in Volume 4. Because it was just literally the model again. They just reused they didn't do any effects. It was just the pure model.
Yep.
That was in the fight with the sea dragon.
Yes. Yes.
And she used the clone physically there, which was a bad choice. Because again, we know she can jump or teleport from her physical clone form. Yeah. But her to have actually used it physically was just a bad choice in my opinion.
Yeah. I get that.
Again, I like the fact that she was using her gun, she was using her whip, she was using her sheath. At least she tried. We did really get all of her aspects of clonings. She didn't use any of her dust clones in this, but she used it in the previous scene, so that was fine with the Arbanes. Just trying to think here.
Trying to think of anything else as well.
Again, like, she shot the house to light up to see Ilya, so Ilya had no point in camouflaging anymore. Again, I love, and this is the sequence I love, right before she jumps away to hide up on the balcony, where it's just the fight, and it's just electrical whip, drops the weapon, grabs it with the other hand. I love backhanded sword wielding. That's something that not many people do because it's really impractical, but it's just such a sad... Like, if everyone ever watched Star Wars Clone Wars, Ahsoka, in that show, she has a lightsaber, but she holds it backwards.
Okay.
It's such a satisfying fighting style, and that's how Blake fought in this episode.
Yeah.
When she was... And I love the fact that, it was fighting, and she grabbed the hand and ducked... Like, that was like a wrestling move, like grabbing the hand and ducking around it. Again, the whip, the jumping back and forth. It was just such a... Again, that little sequence I would have liked to have gone on longer.
It just flowed really well.
Yeah, it flowed fantastically, and considering, again, I'm always a sucker. I just want a 1 minute fight, but in this instance with the fight as a whole, I didn't even realize. Yeah. It was only when I back and focused on that one scene, it was like, this little, because this was the only instance where it was just simply one-on-one sword fighting, which is, I just want to see more of that. But we got some of that with the gun trucks as well, and even Corsic and Gira did that as well, which I love.
Yeah, the whole punch,
which we'll get. Of course, as always, Luster, feel free to interject, and I'm going.
That's alright.
I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll here.
Yeah, go for it. Keep rolling.
So, yeah, we had that fight, and then I love the stop taking pot shots, fight me like you mean it.
Yes.
That was one of the most satisfying things I've ever heard in this show. It was like, that's just so, because again, that's so true. Like, Blake doesn't want to hurt Ilya, so she's just fighting. Again, she's fighting. Ironically, like I just said before, very Jedi-like. She's just kind of defending herself.
The voice actor for Ilya was
Jeremy,
she's
amazing. Yeah, Jeremy is really good.
Aaron too for Blake, but
hell yes.
And Ilya just, and that was the one thing emotion
too.
In her voice.
When she jumped onto Ilya and her first line, "You're wrong," I was like, "Wait, who said that?" Because it didn't sound like Aaron. That one line, it's like, "You're wrong." Like, she had a very like nasaliness to that line.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, that was it." And again, it was the same thing with the whole winded scene back in episode 8. Aaron is really experimenting with this Blake and trying to get more emotions out of it, because again, it's a very dull voice because that's just her character. So she's trying to get more emotion out of it. So I'm liking her experiments that she's doing this volume with Blake's voice.
Yeah.
And even back to episode 8, like where she's like crying and talking, like, you know, it's like what world is is hurting people the right thing to do. I liked the emotion when she said that as well, and even in the speech as well, she had that same kind of nice emotion to this. Again, I liked the like you said, the ice dust and freezing the whip was really, really cool. Again, that was just creative, awesome, satisfying stuff to watch. Because again, like, great idea.
Yes.
You know, and again, the whip again. Because I love seeing more of the whip stuff is awesome. Blake's whip, not Ilya's whip. Which is another thing too. Like again, she has that also. Like now they have that similarity with their big.
They
like,
do.
Whip weapons.
Yeah.
Because I always forget how similar Blake's weapon is to Adam's.
Yeah, but it's also very similar to Ilya's too. Like that's. Like,
yeah, it does have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, from what we know, the three of them were all very close. Like those were like the three cool kids of the White Fang Veil Bridge.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Blake was blindly ignoring Ilya through most of that time. But those, like the three, I think had more of a kick shot. We're curious if we do ever get an Adam Ilya scene, how that will go. And again, I think at least I'm assuming Ilya is younger than Blake. Like she's like almost like a younger sister to her. Almost.
I do feel that she's younger.
I know we got this whole love interest now, so I'm saying that's weird, but. That's always the vibe I got from was like a younger sister thing, but of course now she has a love interest as well, so that's again weird to think about it like that. But that is a thing. Just saying, that is a thing that exists.
Yes.
Weirdly. So yeah, I always thought like Ilya was like either Ruby's age or the year in between. Like so she's 17 where Blake's 18.
Yeah,
but she could be 16 like Ruby. But I'll say she's at 17. She's like
a year younger.
Year younger than Blake, but a year older than Ruby.
Yeah. That's
the vibe I get from her. And again, like Blake is like the older sister or love interest, like mentor kind of to her, whereas like hers was to Adam.
Yeah.
So really interesting to see here. I love again like Ilya she's just doing what she's told. She doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, she don't. Like she said, don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just doing what feels right. Whether that is the right thing to do or not. I'm just feeling what feels right.
Yeah.
Then just Fennec just flies through. I love that.
But where was Sun up to that point though? Like there's Gira Fennec and Corsair.
I think he probably just got attacked earlier and like that's
he must have got knocked out.
Yeah, I think he just got thrown off in the fight. Because again, from what we've seen, like the Albanians are a lot more skilled than I gave them credit for. Because that's the big thing. Like everyone was always like, how are they going to kill Gira? And I'm like, I was like, you guys are all scared for Gira. How the hell are these two cultists going to defeat Gira? I was like, well, they proved me wrong this episode, even though one of them died and they didn't kill Gira. They were still a lot more impressive.
Oh, they're very formidable. And
very, very formidable. So of course, Gira is showing concern for Blake, which is funny because Blake was in like a advantageous position, but it was kind of like Gira still shows concern, gets stabbed. Like that was cool. Like I'm glad he got hurt. Like I'm glad he. And again, I thought almost he was going to get crushed at the end there. Like I thought that's how he was going to die. But again, go son. And Blake, of course. But we have that fight. You know, Gira gets stabbed. Ilya still conflicted, still fights Blake even after admitting that she doesn't know what to do anymore. It's just she went on instinct at that moment.
Well, she didn't really. Oh yeah, I think she worked on instinct then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like she had an opportunity, she took it, even though because she was still confused at that point.
And then she was very unsure, just standing there.
And then she's very unsure. And I'm glad that's something a lot of people would always like say like in RWBY sometimes characters just stand there and not fight. It's cool that we actually saw like in that moment where like Fennec was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Fight!" And you could have that same question. Where was Sun? You could have that like, where was he? Again, it's all about just rationalize something, guys. Don't be negative. You can always rationalize something. Sun was probably knocked out just a few seconds ago, or knocked down, or whatever have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have like the cool just panning shot again of Gira fighting the Albanes.
Yeah.
Fennec, I don't remember. I think Fennec just gets thrown away.
He got knocked by the fire, didn't he? Or was that... Yeah, that was Fennec.
No, that was Corsair, and that was later.
I get him muddled up.
Fennec gets thrown away, and then they have the Corsair and Gira punching.
That's right.
That was awesome. Apparently, that was taken from an anime. I saw someone say like that was like ripped off. Not ripped off, but that was like inspired by something Kerry apparently said he really liked in the past. But that was a cool like that. Again, it was just satisfying. Again, seeing hand-to-hand sword combat, even if it's something simple. That's just satisfying. You don't need to do fancy stuff, Rooster Teeth. Just simple stuff like that's fine. Had that was awesome. Then we had, I think, Fennec come back in with the fire daggers. And it's cool, they both have a fire and a wind dagger. So they didn't swap in the previous episode, they just had one of each.
Yes, yeah, I didn't
So that was awesome, because again, we see Fennec at the end, he has 3 daggers. He has two connected together. There's one in his other hand.
Yeah.
Because I think one of them was still like Corsac Sword 1 or something to that degree. It made sense. I don't remember the details, but it made sense. It did. I remember it at least making sense. Then we move into then there was the fireball thing. That was cool, and I love these two voice actors, which is almost sad that Fennec is gone.
Yeah.
I do actually, I really, because I think they really came into their own this volume. I'm really happy they kind of were, because again, they were really nothing in volume 4. But for characters, again, that were created back in volume 1,
yes, it's true.
It's really satisfying to still see them doing really well. Then Sun came in, got Fennec after, like, he was like, brother! Then Sun came in, then we had the fucking gunchucks. We had the gun. Again, that was another thing too, where it's like, wasn't as long as the original scene.
No.
But, again, the original scene was something Monty rigged up years before he even did RWBY, so.
Yeah.
For Kim to do what, I'm pretty sure it was Kim or Melanie, to do what they did, I think it was Kim, actually, yeah. To do what she did with the gunchucks. And again, like, if you do watch the two scenes, Sun does most of the same moves, because that, like, he does, like, the spinning kick, like, he does, like, the whole roundhouse kick in the gunchucks. It was all just really well done.
Yeah. It was.
Super satisfying. It just drives me, I love it. I just love watching that. It just gives me chills of excitement and hype. Whenever I see the gunchucks, it was just so awesome. And again, as someone who's like, whose OC is very similar to Sun, but like I love seeing him use his staff. Still, like, I love his staff fighting as well, and that's why I love there was a bit of both in this.
It was, yeah.
It went back and forth. Yeah. But even that, it was just so cool to actually see someone like Ilya, because again, the thing of Roman back in Volume 1 was like, he was just rigged up to a model there. Whether or not he could actually defend himself against the gunchucks was questionable, but the animation called for him doing it, so he did it. In this scene, I can actually believe Ilya, because again, we saw Ilya earlier, like, blocking the bullets from Blake, so I could imagine her defending herself against gunchucks.
Yeah.
And it was just so satisfying to see her do it. Even if she got hit a few times, that was still just so awesome. Blake, of course, at this point, just sad seeing her friends fight and just everything going on. And they mentioned, I think, Rewind too, like the wood shattering was a part of the new engine they had.
That was really cool.
They were very happy to finally show off the wood shattering and the glass shattering from the previous episode as well. Or the previous episode. So yeah, I saw that, and Gira saved Ilya's life, and that was always the thing. Like, we knew that Gira probably knew who Ilya was, but even during the rally in episode 3, he still was, wasn't like Sun was mad that Ilya was there, but Gira was even trying to reason with her, even though Gira would have assumed knew exactly who Ilya was, at least, or maybe not knew who she was, but knew that she was the assassin from the previous volume. So it's cool then even him to come and still help Ilya, even though he had no reason to.
Yeah.
Just did it.
He probably saw, like, I just didn't want anyone to die, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love seeing, again, Sun come in and help. And finish. And guys, when you crush dust, that's what would happen. It explodes. That made sense to me.
Yeah.
I know some people question that.
Oh.
And also, it wasn't just. It was also charged dust. Like, it was in shootable use. Like, it wasn't just dust. It was lit up. It was ready to be used. So, when you crush explosives, what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Explodes. I love Corsac. Again, like, everything. If you ever watch this, not that I ever think you will, Arnold, I love ya, but the point of not uploading reactions is not upload scenes from the show early. I know he uploaded the everything video.
Oh.
It was like, what do you like about RWBY? And there was something like that everything. I'm like, no harm done, but dude, don't do that. You're not allowed to. Don't. You can't upload reactions early. You can't upload that early. I know it's harmless, but just saying, dude.
True.
I'm so mean to Arnold. I don't know why.
Love you, Arnold.
I love Arnold, but I feel so mean. I'm sorry, Arnold.
I wonder if you got my Christmas card yet. I'll send him a Christmas card.
I'm still meant to have sent him Raven and Crow at some point. I still haven't done that. I need to send him those drawings at some point.
Yes.
Let's see. So yeah, and the Ilya, she makes a choice there and then, and even though like that again, like, just the whole scene, there was everything was so satisfying about it. Just really was. Yeah. Again, it sucks. I love Fennec, so it sucks. I was really starting to like Fennec, so it really sucks. But Also, I don't think this is a Roman situation. I think most people are going to be happy and move on. Even though I think Romans was the same situation, but people are still pissed about that.
I think it's
Stop
just
being butthurt.
Yeah, I kind of get why it just happened
I
so
get
quickly.
why, but it legitimized the Grimm. It made so much sense. Yes,
Yeah.
it sucks because we love Roman as a character, but story-wise, world-wise, and even legitimizing the Grimm-wise, it ticked everything it should have.
Yeah.
It just lost a good character. So what? Even the show acknowledges that Penny was killed for no reason. So don't give me shit about Roman. Fuck. Kidding. I love you all. And I love we got a little more of Saber. I did a drawing of him.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
I'm really interested because I'm hoping he'll be a more character going forward because he'll probably join Gira, Carly, and the rest of them going to And it's interesting, I did notice in this episode too that the robes for the Menagerie guards are the same as the ones of Corsic and Finnick. Like the black robes with the white armbands, the white arms, they're actually the exact same. The guards have armor and robes over top of it, so you can't really tell.
Yeah, yeah.
But the same white collared undershirt with the black and the white puffy arms. The guards have the exact same design. So I'm wondering if that's maybe the robes of people of significance in Menagerie, like if you're a guard or a representative or a politician, etc. Like that's just like
maybe
that's like what you wear if you're of significance in Menagerie, I guess. Or if it's something, our Saber and the Albane's related somehow. They seem like they know each other. Again, like was it worth it? Maybe there's like a long lost brother. Maybe there's like a brother, a stepbrother or something, or a father or something. Like I'd be really cool if Saber and the Albanes had something because I don't think we'll ever not see. I think Corsic will show up again. It might just be to escape and get killed by Adam for failing.
Maybe.
But I don't think he's going to go to jail and we'll never see him again.
I don't know.
I know some people have thought that maybe we won't see the Albanes again.
I don't know.
If we don't, maybe then I'm not going to mind. But I feel like at this point they had a good enough volume, good enough show this volume to kind of still show up again. But I'm of the mind too. We won't ever go to a Menagerie again after this volume.
Yeah,
so.
I think after Blake leaves, I don't think we'll get Menagerie again.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean Corset can't show up in Mistral or somewhere else.
I don't think he will. I think this will be it. In my opinion.
Fair enough. No, that's fine.
I just want to make a comment about how Roman and Neo would have taken over the world if Roman hadn't died with the Neo's Neo on the corner of like every Starbucks. It's so funny. Neo's Neo is definitely not poison.
No, definitely not. Just have some. If you do feel sick, just have some torch quick energy drink. You'll be fine. Yeah. So then we had the speech, which I don't. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. From volume 3, I was expecting maybe more personal stories. But given, I'm not saying that I thought the speech was perfect.
Yeah.
But I feel like the one we would have gotten in volume 3 would have been more. I imagine she probably would have told stories about us, like her past with Adam and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I'm really glad what we got. I'm glad to see like we saw Marta, and we saw a few other characters that we'd seen from episode 5.
Marta, that's his name, yeah.
Yeah, show up. So that again, it's all really cool and well done. I'm glad they're bringing back the ship captain. I think that's a really cool.
Yay.
And again, like that, and that's what I mean about the show knowing itself. Like it understands that we've seen these characters. We will show you again, just when it's relevant.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd ever see the ship captain again, but
no,
it's cool that we are. Like that's just it's one of those things where if the RWBY has the opportunity to show someone again that we've seen, it will. But if it doesn't, we're not gonna, just chuck a character. We're not gonna shoehorn a character in for the sake of satisfying the fans.
Yeah.
It's like we need to get to Mistral. We have a ship captain. Makes sense. Let's do it. Sure, we can have Neo show up in Mistral because maybe that's where she went after. That's where she went after Vale, but it's not necessary.
Yeah.
I'd love it to happen. We could have had Weiss's Penny's father at that ball in Atlas, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that we're never, again, it doesn't mean we're never ever gonna not see it again.
Yeah.
And that pinch was the most satisfying.
You stabbed me.
You stabbed me. Ow.
Now we're even.
Let's just call it even. Like that was just yes. Everything. Fuck Black Sun. I want whatever hell Sun and Ilya is called now.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something.
Fine. Go have Bumblebee. That's sure. I want Sun and Ilya. That's the pairing I'm right now. Nah, kidding. I love Black Sun. But yeah, I'll be curious to see more interactions between those two. If Ilya still has feeling. Like, what will happen if Ilya sees Yang? What happens if Ilya sees Adam again?
Yeah.
How will Ilya act around Blake and Sun? Like, it's really curious. And again, I said last week, I didn't think Ilya would be redeemed. I was not, at this point, I was pretty certain that she wasn't going to have a redemption arc, and she wasn't going to. I love seeing all the pictures where it's like Emerald like, Ilya, you bitch, you stole my redemption arc.
Yes.
I was like, that's so true. But again, we'll see where they go with Emerald and Mercury, because they feel kind of nothing at this point, unfortunately. But again, that's just a matter of, again, sometimes characters just can only have so much relevance, unfortunately. It's just something you have to swallow, a pill you have to swallow, kind of thing. It sucks, but doesn't mean they can't return to that relevance. That's something I think a lot of people, you build someone up, and just because you don't capitalize on it doesn't mean you can't go back to it later. So to see there, and the episode ended pretty abruptly, and that was just like off. I was like, oh.
Yep. I thought it was a good ending, though. It was a nice, happy ending.
It was, but just the actual kind of like, I think I know a ship captain, credits.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
There wasn't a fade out or anything. It was like it was like they forgot to add in the blend at the end, or the dissolve at the end. Like,
maybe.
It was like, oh, okay. Like there's an episode of Volume 3 where like the intro happens and it's just a black screen. The RWBY doesn't show up. It's just a black screen, and then it goes to I think it was episode 4, and it just goes to the tournament arena. But the name RWBY never actually shows up.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
And that's the thing too. Because if you go back and watch the YouTube version of episode 7, Dance's Infiltration, Cinder from scene to scene doesn't have a mask. Like some scenes she has a mask on, she doesn't. But in the Rooster Teeth version, it's mask all the time. Yeah. Because on Rooster, obviously there they can re-upload stuff, whereas on YouTube you can't change them. You can't change the raw files. Whereas like DeviantArt, so Rooster Teeth you probably can, and all the stats will stay the same.
Yeah.
You can fix up all your problems like that. But overall, I know I've been talking here, but overall, that episode was amazing.
I'm glad Carly's okay. I
did mention that. But that was funny. Like, poor Yuma, but oh well, he was just introduced. I don't mind that he was kind of made to look like a here.
I just love how Carly just drops him on the ground, drags him through the doorway, and drops him on the ground. I'm like, yeah.
And again, and yes, that was fan service, guys. Like, yes, okay, I'll admit that was just fan service, but
he made me happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better than just killing Carly for no reason.
Yeah.
You know.
She was holding her own the whole time. I was thinking of doing like a RWBY short with just some of Carly's best moments of Carly.
I think Hammer Time has like a 30-second AMV where it's just like Always Sunny in California or something.
Oh yes.
And it's just about, and also his Shape of You version, which is all about Sun and Carly. That's another funny one. Hammer Time is always really great.
Yeah, Hammer Time is really awesome. They create so cool AMVs or just little shorts. But yes,
what does he call them?
I can't think.
Episode.
They've been doing cracks of each episode.
Cracks.
I've seen some of them. They're really funny.
Yeah, no, they're all really good actually. I can't wait to see this episode one.
Yeah, because Sun and Carly's shipping name, I'm pretty sure, is California with a K.
California. There's also like this is Cougar. It's just another one.
There's heaps of ones. Stacey's mum, I think, is another.
Yeah, Stacey's mum. That's a common one. One of the best ones I've heard recently was Weiss and Ilya, Cold Blooded. It's like, that's awesome. I love that.
That's actually really cool. Cold Blooded.
That's a great ship name. I love that one.
I like that one too.
And I've seen stuff like that too, where like Ilya shows up in Mistral, like a little comic strip, and it's like, Blake, who's that? It's like, oh, that's Weiss, and she's like, it's like, oh, you useless lesbian. It's like Weiss, and then it's just like like, hi, what's your name? Why Schnee? Schnee? And then she's like, oh, well, never mind. Not interested anymore. It's like, oh, damn. But to those of you still watching, if you guys have anything else to say.
Yeah, do you have any questions?
I know I talk and I don't look at the comments. I'm going to go back through a lot of these now.
I've been reading them as they come through. There's a couple funny ones.
Okay, I'll keep up to. But if you guys ask anything, just ask it again, and we'll keep up with the
There's not actual questions, I don't believe. Just
don't underestimate the T-Trade. They block bullets. Well, again, it's not a question. Are there bullets in RWBY, or is it just like dust stuff? So I always get confused if it's like dust or bullets or what.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It sounded metal, so they could be just pretty weak bullets. Some bullets, like some are like you look at like old Western guns, kind of, which is kind of like the ones that Carly had. You know, those bullets could easily be stopped by a piece of metal. Like, you know, it's not exactly. Go watch Back to the Future. Although that was like a furnace door that stopped that. But still, my point still stands. Kind of, not really.
Yuma
Anyway.
and Trifa is bloodsuckers.
That's a cool one.
I'm pretty sure we're getting more than 40 minutes because we've got 4 episodes because they're doing 14 episodes this year.
Oh, we'll still have like at least an hour.
Yeah, so and I say the finale probably will be half an hour alone if we go for what the finale was with Volume 4.
I mean, if we go, it's
blah, 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 blah.
Yep. Just copying a Lindsay here, just rewinding.
I can't do that.
So if we're gonna get the invasion of Haven, which I guess we are gonna get, I didn't think so, but I feel like I thought that was gonna be like the start to next volume. We're gonna get that, but looks like we might get it at the end of this one. It'll be curious if we still get the. I would like maybe I know they're hyping up, like they hyped up this episode a lot with the gun trucks and stuff, but they're doing a very similar thing with the next episode. So I'm wondering, are we gonna get the maiden fight finally? You know, I'm curious. Are we gonna get the maiden fight? Like maybe during the invasion, like when Raven gets the relic, if that's where we're gonna get the maiden fight, or if someone's gonna fuck up beforehand, and get it before then. So,
maybe
but
Ruby will activate Silver Eyes.
I still don't think we're gonna get that anytime soon.
So. Unless one of the others gets hurt or killed. Oh god.
Oh god. No, please no. I really, Team Sun, still hoping out. For Team Sun, I always am. Yeah, I'm curious if there is like another giant Grim located near the kingdom, like the dragon was.
Kevin.
Was it Kevin?
Yes.
I never got behind the whole Kevin thing, but sure, let's just say Kevin.
It's funny. It's Kevin.
So yeah, and like that was always cool because that was like kind of built up to the idea of the fact that, you know, this is Mountain Glen. It's like all these Grim are here, but there's a reason why all these Grim are here, not just because of the reasons Oobleck thinks. It's actually because there's like a fucking Mother Grim in the mountain. That's why it was such a bad place to kind of build the.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Like of course I'm sure the reasons, but I don't remember because there weren't any. Oobleck didn't say why they were attacked, just because just so they didn't have any natural defenses.
There wasn't much natural defenses, and they just.
But he didn't actually give a reason. Like, was there an incident that? Because there was like, you would think like, oh, maybe everyone just got really negative or something, but there wasn't a reason given, unless what I think is the fact that there was a Mother Grim in the mountain, so the Grim were just naturally attracted to the area, and
they just weren't able to hold their own against. Yeah,
because they didn't have as many natural defenses as Vale has.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'd rationalize that to the reason why.
Yeah. Ugh.
No maiden virtues, maiden virtue. Nice. I'm curious too if we are going to end up seeing the other maidens in the series or not.
I think we will.
I feel like we will. I don't know. It's really interesting at this point. I'm still wondering if there's any chance Glinda was a maiden, because I still think there wasn't any reason to maybe she couldn't have been.
Yeah, I don't think she is though.
No, I don't think so. But I feel like maybe that's something they could maybe retcon in, and I think, well, okay, I wouldn't necessarily, because I don't think that would really ruin anything. I guess maybe the fact that she didn't do as good of a job protecting the city, maybe. That might have been the only thing that kind of would have been a weird retcon, but I'm not sure. What if the explosion in Mountain Glen was Illy's parents? No, that was in Mantle. That Illy's parents died.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was in Mantle.
That's something too, which is always interesting about the show, is like why certain characters go where they go. Like why did, like, well, I don't think it's a White Fang in Atlas for one. But you know, why did she go to Vale to join the White Fang? You know, why did Blake go to? Huh?
I just think Ilya might have just gone to Menagerie. Maybe she had family there, and that's where she went and was.
She ended up in the Vale branch.
Yeah, it's true. She was in. Yeah.
Why did Blake go to Vale, the Vale branch? You know,
yeah.
Why did Weiss choose Vale? I guess they've kind of hinted that Vale is the best school. I think they've kind of hinted at.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, you'd want to go to Vale, because apparently it is the best one, but I don't remember if that's been stated. I think that's just kind of, like, been implied. But even then, I'm not quite sure.
This is off topic, but something I've been thinking about too is the last couple of volumes we've had a flashback episode. Are we going to get a flashback episode? This volume is so.
Well, I guess people would have assumed it would have been the Stark one, but I don't think we'll get that this one. If we were to get a background episode, who would we give it to?
That's the thing. I'm not sure. I don't really feel like it would suit where we're at now with the volume either. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to get a flashback.
I mean, I could see one. Okay, so you can't do Crow or anything like that because that would technically be the Team Stark one.
Yeah.
Maybe an Ozpin one, but maybe I feel like it's too early in the series to get that yet. Could we get a RWBY one, like a RWBY Yang one? We could get. We kind of already did though, to be fair, in volume 2.
That's the other thing I thought too, because we had the shorts where we had flashbacks and all the shorts, so it could be that why we might not get a flashback episode.
That could technically count. That's also we got all of our music. Like, come on, guys, could we have some music in the volume, please? And I'm curious too if the score soundtrack was the rest of Smile. They've gotten that Ilya Blake fight. That was the rest of Smile. Because there were parts of it that reminded me of Smile, but it did. But it wasn't that same, like the same score we got in volume at the end of volume 9 was that was the score, that was the Smile we heard in the Blake trailer.
In the end,
so we might have heard the rest of the score in because we heard Smile in the Blake trailer. Yeah. And the score version of that is what we heard at the end of episode 9. So if maybe we heard the rest of the song in the score version, that was what was playing in the back in episode 10. Because again, that Smile that we got in the Blake trailer, that score wasn't in episode 10, so it might have been everything else but that.
Yeah.
Which would make sense. Yeah, so flashbacks. I mean, we got a villain one the first time, so we could get another villain one here. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's not really, there hasn't really been any main, unless Jean finally finds Pyrrha's parents randomly, we get that kind of, get a background on that. I don't know if we're ever going to get that. I don't know if they're going in that direction. Like, I don't mind. Obviously, yeah, Jean and Ren and Nora have been less significant this volume than they were last volume, but that doesn't bother me too much, because again, this volume is really all meant to be about the Team RWBY girls getting back together.
Exactly, yeah. They're still there. Yeah. I still feel like...
Besides, I knew coming into this volume that we probably, like, Ren and Nora probably won't be much relevant ever again. Like, I can't see why they really would be. As much as I love them, and I want them to be, but you know what? Again, unless we get more Nora backstory, I don't really see why they'd be main casts when we have the rest of Team RWBY in the same kind of squad. That's all.
Yeah.
I just don't really see... I know Jean still has so much more that we don't know. You know, is he connected to the King of Vale? What did Tyrion find interesting about him? Will he meet up with the Pyrrha family? You know. Maybe
we'll get his semblance in this fight upcoming too.
No, I still feel like we won't get that, because I still feel like that we'd need more focus on it beforehand. If Jean was a more relevant character this volume, then I would think so. I think it probably won't be until next volume.
No, that's a good point.
That would be like how the Silver Eyes was the big volume 3 thing. The big volume 6 thing will probably be Jean's semblance, and then the Silver Eyes will be volumes 7, 8, 9. We're kind of like finally getting into the whole Silver Eyes thing. I still think Jean's semblance is polarity. That to me makes the most sense. Like, that makes
it does make a lot of sense. Yeah. Though I also think it might be something individual, unique, but I don't know.
To me, it's definitely either polarity or it's like some sort of healing or defensive thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a better aura, kind of like what I assume Hazel has as well. I kind of feel like, at least. Winter Wonderland, the fight against maidens.
We'll see Hazel fight for the Battle of Haven. Well, I think he will definitely be there. Adam.
Name for a chapter: Spring Forward, Fall Back. That's a pretty good chapter name.
Oh yeah, I like that. Spring Forward, Fall Back.
Yeah, I see. I feel like maybe I saw someone mention this, or maybe it was you. I'm not sure before. Ilya knows the truth behind Adam and Sienna. Like the Albanians did. So, what kind of role will that play? I'm interested to see how much. Interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, because then Gira and everyone will know that Adam kills Sienna.
I don't think we'll see Hazel battle in Haven. I don't think Hazel's going to fight. I think Hazel's similar to Watts. I just don't think we're going to actually see them fight. I think Hazel can fight, unlike Watts. I don't think Watts can. I'm curious to see again if we're going to see Watts return to Salem and get maybe more of the Tyrion thing.
Maybe. Still haven't seen that talk with Salem and Tyrion yet.
Need a scene where Cinder says, "Do you believe in destiny?" to Jean. Yeah, I'm sure, and that's another thing too. Like, we'll get Jean killing Cinder. That will be 100%. I 100% believe that's what we're gonna get.
So not fall, not yet.
Yeah. I think his semblance will appear in this volume, both Silver Rise and his semblance we talked about.
John Simmons, the ability to rock a dress.
Yeah, next volume, I think. Huh? What? John Simmons is to rock a dress. Yeah, I got really tired. Ugh.
We're probably about to wrap it up, I'm thinking.
Yeah, but of course, if you guys had anything more, please feel free to ask. I mean, they knew Adam planned to take over anyway. That's true. Yeah, I mean, they kind of knew that, more or less, anyway.
They don't know she's...
they don't know Sienna's not in power anymore. That's the one thing they don't know yet. Which Illy could very well tell them.
Mm.
You know, like, I wonder if we're going to get any sort of training montage or anything, or if we're just going to get the next scene of Blake will be on the boat. Because, I mean, even 2 weeks, you know, it's still not much time to get to Mistral, let alone train.
Exactly.
At least from what we know about the travel and geography of Remnant, which is still hard to comprehend at times.
Mm.
Yes, I'm curious to see necessarily how much we'll see of them at all. If the next time we'll see them will just be in Mistral.
Could be.
Like, I like the fact they keep addressing times and stuff, but I think 2 weeks might have been a bad call to say only 2 weeks. But we'll see. We'll see how that works. Because again, I can't imagine 2 weeks isn't unless they train on the boat. That could be fine.
Well, they could train on the boat, yeah.
That makes sense. They need to pull off Tucker have Adam monologue where he and Mr. Killing Sienna and ruling a record like Tucker did to Felix. I love that scene for versus Blue. That was a great scene. Purely you need to trade up, mate. Get a Dyson fan. Blame this is the... I love my fan. Don't give shit to my fan. I love my fan. Just be happy it's not making noise. My eye is killing me right now. Ow.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, no, normally not. My laptop is a lot louder than my phone is. Oh, my eye.
Oh. Well, if anyone else wants to ask anything, I think this is a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah. I was just going to mention, we're not going to be here next week, right?
No, I won't be here.
Yeah.
And we won't have an episode.
Yeah, we won't have an episode next week. I won't be uploading this week, taking the week off. I'll be doing some non-RWBY stuff. I want to get into some non-RWBY stuff this week, and hopefully come back to RWBY back when episode 11 comes out. I want to take, obviously, time off, but like, I'll still be drawing. I'm not taking the week off from drawing. I'm taking the week off uploading because I want to draw other stuff that's not RWBY. Yep. So it's not a break. I'm still drawing during Christmas. I'm not giving myself a Christmas break. I want to...
You want to draw something different, which is cool.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I've been emotionally being killed by something, and I need to draw that thing that has killed me. Then I'll go back to RWBY once that starts killing me when episode 11 comes out.
Well.
Yeah. But very much interesting. Yes. Merry Rusev Day, and very much God to the New Year, everyone. No, I'm never going to tell you what that is, by the way.
So confused.
Merry Rusev Day. Anyway, yeah, I think that is basically about it. Everyone's saying their goodbyes, so I think we should say the same.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
But of course, we'd like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, a very safe holidays. Happy Hanukkah, and any what was the thing Roman said? Have a happy nondescript holiday celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from all of us here, all of us being 2 people, of Corner of Remnant, we will see you guys until the new year, I believe.
Yeah, it will be in the new year. We'll be talking about chapter 11. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check then exactly when that will be. That will
the
be
9th?
7th?
6th.
6th. Yeah. So we'll be back on the 6th to discuss episode 11, something, don't know the title yet.
Yes.
But from what we've been told, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, oh god. I'm not
Which
ready
is
for this.
Scary.
Yes, I'm scared.
Very scary.
I'm scared.
Anyway.
Oh, and my chapter 10 reaction will be up soon too, guys, too. Yes, I want to mention that. All the chapter 10 reactions will be up, because none of them got blocked this week.
Yeah, I was going to say, apparently none of them were getting blocked.
No, they didn't get blocked, so they'll all be up.
What if that was maybe to make up for last week's? Or, yeah, that was maybe just a Christmas gift. I don't know. I honestly, I imagine this is a coincidence. I don't think they have any control over it. I imagine that's just a coincidence.
Well, I don't think they reached it with YouTube ID. Otherwise, it would have been picked up, so...
I think the RWBY license in general is I don't think they have a choice if a video happens to be picked up by it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it does.
I think they do get their content. But anyways, yes. So, anyway.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, before we keep rambling on, just like to say, bye guys.
Bye everyone. Have an awesome Christmas. Bye.